Hello and welcome to IP Study Video Lectures. And today we are going to discuss Chapter 16 from Grade 7 Social Science, and the chapter is Life in the Desert. In this chapter, we are going to discuss two important topics. First one, hot desert Sahara, and the second one, cold desert Ladakh. So before we discuss the hot desert Sahara, it is necessary to understand what desert is. So let us understand desert in the context of availability of water and temperature differences. So we all know water, it is very necessary and it is an indispensable part of our life because we use water for many purposes: cooking, drinking, washing and so on. But we know that the availability of water is not same in every places, and water is not equally distributed on the earth's surface, and there are many reasons behind it. One of the main reason is rainfall. Okay, some region receives heavy rainfall. On the other hand, some regions they receive very scanty or even no rainfall. Okay, on the other hand, some places are very hot while some places are very cold. Thus, a desert is an area or a region of the world where the temperatures are extreme. Either it is very hot or very cold. There is little or scanty rainfall, and the vegetation cover is also thin or scanty. So such regions are called deserts of the world. So classification of desert. So we can classify desert on the basis of temperature into hot desert, for example the Sahara desert, and the cold desert, for example the Ladakh desert. So now let us discuss the first topic of the chapter, hot desert Sahara. So we all know the Sahara desert is located in the continent of Africa, and it is the largest hot desert in the world. And when we talk about the latitudinal extent of the Sahara desert, it is between 15 degree north to 30 degree north latitude here. So this is the latitudinal extent of Sahara desert. Okay, in terms of area covered, it covers almost 8.54 million square kilometer, and it is 1/3 of the total of the African continent. In terms of area wise, if we compare it to India, it is 2.5 times more larger than the country of India. Okay, on the western part of the Sahara desert, it is Atlantic Ocean, and in the eastern part is Red Sea. Or this Sahara desert, it extends from Atlantic Ocean in the west to the Red Sea in the east. Okay, so the Sahara desert is spread across 11 countries in Africa, and we can learn the name of these countries with the help of a simple trick. We just have to know all cool men like making nice Egyptian movies showing true wonders. Why? A for Algeria, C for Chad, M for Mauritania, L for Libya, making M for Mali, nice, N for Niger, Egyptian, it will be E, and the country is also Egypt, movies, M, Morocco, showing S, that is Sudan, true, the T word, that is Tunisia, and lastly wonders, W, and Western Sahara. So all cool men like making nice Egyptian movies showing true wonders. So this is a trick which we can learn in order to know the name of different countries. So now let us come back to the content. The Sahara desert, it is also called El Khela, and it means the emptiness. Because of the emptiness, or the we cannot see any features in Sahara. Just look at here, the desert, right, filled with sand dunes. So the word El Khela, which also means emptiness. Now let us discuss the landforms present in Sahara. But before that, let us focus on this image. This is an image of an oasis. So what is an oasis? So oasis is a fertile area in the desert where water is present. So if you see here, we can see a small pond type water body, and in and around that water body we can see a thick vegetation cover and also human settlement. So it is a fertile region where human resides because of the presence of water, and in some region they also practice agriculture. Now let us see the landforms that are present or seen in the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert, its relief, it is not a uniform area. We can see uplands, highlands, mountains, plains, and even basins of various rivers. Talking about the rivers, River Nile and River Niger are the two important rivers that drain the Sahara Desert. And River Nile is very important because it is the longest river in the world. Apart from these two rivers, Lake Chad, that is in the southern border of the Sahara Desert, is the only freshwater lake present in this desert. See, this is the extent of Sahara Desert, and it spreads across 11 countries, which we learned how to remember. Now let us discuss the climatic condition of Sahara Desert. So Sahara Desert or desert experience harsh climatic condition with extreme temperature. Okay, Sahara Desert being a hot desert, it is characterized by extremely high temperatures, clear sky without any cloud cover, and scanty rainfall. Okay, the temperatures that are recorded in Sahara Desert are among the highest in the world. So we can understand how hot it is in Sahara Desert. Another climatic condition is the daily range of temperature is very high in Sahara Desert. During the daytime, the temperature can reach up to 49 degrees Celsius, but during the night time, the temperature may go down to the freezing point. And the reason behind this is the vast amount of sand present in the desert. Sand has the ability to absorb heat quickly, but at the same time, it loses heat quickly. So during the daytime, it becomes very hot, but during the night time, the temperature goes down. Okay. Rainfall already discussed. It is very scanty and barely 12 to 15 centimeter annually or in a year. Now let us come to the topic of flora and fauna. So in desert region, we understand and we know that the climatic conditions are very harsh. Yet we do find flora and fauna in desert. When it comes to the flora, we find plants like cactus, date palms, and acacia covering or dominating most of the Sahara Desert. And near the oasis where water is present, we do find thick vegetation. And most of these plants that we can find in desert, they have adapted to the harsh condition, climatic condition of the desert. Okay, these plants have long roots, thick bark, waxy leaves, and even the size of the leaves are very small. And in some cases, the leaves are absent and only spikes or thorns are present in order to avoid the loss of water. So the plant they have adapted to survive in the desert. On the other hand, wildlife consists of antelopes, gazelles, hares, rodents, desert fox, and other reptiles like snakes, lizards, and other insects also. So we do find a rich flora and fauna in the Sahara Desert. Here is a picture of desert fox and here is a picture of desert snake. Now let us discuss human population or human life in desert. It is very difficult to live in desert. The life that people live, it is not comfortable, it is very harsh. Okay, yet people have adapted to live in such harsh condition. Two important tribes of Sahara are Bedouins and Tuaregs, and they have adapted to the lifestyle of desert, Sahara desert. These tribes are nomadic, pastoral nomadic, and they breed animals such as sheep, camels, goats, and they move from place to place in search of water and good pasture. Okay, and by breeding these animals, they get many animal products that help them to survive in the desert, like milk, meat, leather, and fur also. In fact, fur is used to make carpets, clothes, coat, and many other things which they use on a daily basis. Talking about the clothes they wear, the tribes or the nomadic tribes living in Sahara desert, they wear heavy robes. Why they wear heavy robes? In order to protect them from the hot wind and the dust that mostly comes with the dust storm. So in order to protect themselves, okay. Animal such as camel is very important to them because they use camel to transport goods from one place to another and also to travel from one place to another. So apart from nomadic pastoral tribes, we also find settled communities living in the Sahara region. Okay, most of these settled communities live near the oasis because of the presence of water, and they use this water to practice agriculture. They grow crops like wheat, rice, barley, dates, fruits, and vegetables. Additionally, the Nile Valley in Egypt is famous for the cultivation of cotton. In fact, the Egyptian cotton is highly favored in the textile industry because of its long fiber. Okay. So now let us discuss the changing landscape of Sahara. So the discovery of oil in Algeria, Libya, and Egypt has brought a significant transformation in this region. So we can see change in the landscape and also the way of life or lifestyle of the people in this region. Along with oil, other valuable minerals like iron, phosphorus, manganese, and uranium are also found there. So these resources, it has attracted economic activities as well as infrastructural development in the region. So what kind of infrastructural development are we talking about? Today in the Sahara region, we can see tall glass office buildings. We can see superhighways along the ancient camel path. Today the camels have been replaced by trucks in the salt trade, and the people, they have also adapted to this change, and Tuaregs, the indigenous people of Sahara region, they are now acting as a guide to the foreign tourist. So this availability of job opportunities, this infrastructural development, and all these economic changes, it has prompted the people living in Sahara region to change their nomadic tribes lifestyle to a urban lifestyle. So this economic change and the cultural exchange show us the changing landscape of Sahara region. So now let us see the second topic, that is the cold desert Ladakh. So we have already discussed desert can be classified into hot and cold desert depending upon the temperature, right? So Ladakh is a cold desert which lies to the east of Jammu Kashmir. Okay. Leh is the capital of Ladakh, and Ladakh itself is made up of two words. La means mountain pass and Dak means country. Okay. It is also known as Khapa Chan or snowland. So Khapa Chan means snowland. Okay. Ladakh was part of Jammu and Kashmir before 2019, but in 2019 it was declared as a separate union territory. Okay. If you look at the landscape of Ladakh, it is bordered by the Karakoram range in the northern part and Jaskar range in the southern part. Okay. And it covers only an area of about 59,146 square kilometers. So we discussed that Ladakh is a cold mountain. It is a cold and barren land, and it is located between the mountain ranges. However, it has a rich relief. Okay. K2, the world's second highest peak, is located in the Karakoram range. Okay, apart from mountain peaks, we also have mountain passes in Ladakh, such as Zojila and Karakoram Pass. Okay, there are also numerous glaciers located in the Karakoram range. While talking about rivers, Indus and its tributaries drain the Ladakh region, and the tributaries of Indus are Shyok, Jaskar, Nubra and Suru. Okay, apart from rivers, we also have two important lakes. Pangung Tso, it is a very huge lake, and half portion is in Ladakh and half portion is in China, and another one is Somoriri. So these are the two lakes that are located in Ladakh. Now let us discuss the climatic condition of Ladakh. So being a cold desert, Ladakh climate, it is very cold, it is freezing and it is very dry. Another reason for being dry is because Ladakh is located in the rain shadow region of Himalayas. As such, the rain bearing clouds, monsoon clouds, they do not reach Ladakh. Okay, temperature. Let's discuss about temperature. The temperature during the summer in the daytime is just above 0 degrees Celsius, and during the night time it drops below minus 30 degrees Celsius, and in winter times it falls more and reaches almost minus 40 degrees Celsius. So it is very cold in Ladakh. So Ladakh, it experiences freezing winds and burning hot sunlight. Okay, and it is covered with snow almost throughout the year. Okay, now let us discuss the flora and fauna of Ladakh. So due to the scarcity of rainfall or low rainfall, the vegetation cover is very scanty or scarce in Ladakh. Trees such as willows, cypress, elm, poplar and juniper are common here. Okay, higher slopes have grasslands and shrubs. Okay, the trees are scanty in higher slopes and we mostly find shrubs or grassland. When it comes to fauna, we have different species of birds here. Birds like robins, redstart, Tibetan snowcock, raven and hoopoe are some popular birds here. And when it comes to animals, goat, wild sheep, yak, Tibetan wild donkey and antelopes are popular or common in this region. Now let us see the human population or the human lifestyle in Ladakh. So Ladakh has a very small population of about 2,75,000 people, and most of the people are either Muslim or Buddhist. The western portion of Ladakh is Muslim dominated and the eastern portion is Buddhist majority. Okay, Ladakhi is the common language of the people living in Ladakh, and in Ladakh we can find many Buddhist monasteries, and monasteries like Hemis, Thikse, Se and Lama Yuru are some of the popular monastery of this region. So this is an image of Hemis monastery. People of Ladakh also practice agriculture. They also gather medicinal herbs and they practice Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine. Fruits like apricots, grapes and apples are mostly cultivated here in this region because of the suitability of climate for all these crops or fruits. So now let us see the recent developments in the Ladakh region. Tourism is the most important economic activity here, and people all over the country and even different part of the world visit here to enjoy the nature of this region. So as such, government has provided many facilities to the tourist and has also promoted infrastructural development and transportation in the region. So Ladakh, it is well connected to different parts of the country. For example, the National Highway 1A, which passes through Zojila Pass, connects Leh with Kashmir Valley. So not only land transport, there are also ample number of flights to and from Leh. This air transport provides transportation to the tourist and also to the local peoples. Thus, modernization has brought a significant change in the lifestyle of the people here, but people here are still living in harmony with the nature. They have learned to use the resources properly because of its limited availability. Okay, there is a strong emphasis on not wasting any resources and valuing its resources. So now we have come to the end of the chapter. Now let us conclude by summarizing few important points that we have learned in this lecture. So desert is a region with very scanty rainfall and rainfall of less than 25 centimeter a year. Okay, desert can be of two types, hot desert and cold desert. Sahara desert is the largest hot desert in the world, and when we talk about the relief of Sahara desert, it is not uniform. We can find highlands, plateaus, plains in Sahara desert. So the climate of Sahara, it is characterized by extreme temperature. That means during the daytime the temperature is very high and during the night time the temperature is very low. Okay, plants found in Sahara are palm, date palm, acacia and cactus. When we talk about the people living in Sahara desert, Tuaregs and Bedouins are the two important nomadic tribes living in Sahara desert. Now let us come to Ladakh. So Ladakh became an independent union territory after 2019. Due to the scanty rainfall in Ladakh, the vegetation is very sparse or scarce. Okay, Ladakh is located in the rain shadow region of Himalayan region, and it is one of the reason behind the scanty rainfall in Ladakh. When we talk about the climate, it experiences freezing temperature, freezing wind and burning hot sunlight. Okay, talking about animals, the common animals found in Ladakh are yak, wild goat, sheep and antelopes. And lastly, Buddhism and Islam are the two important religions in Ladakh, and we can find large numbers of Buddhist monasteries in Ladakh. So with this, I conclude the chapter. I hope I was able to clarify your doubts regarding this chapter, and we will again meet in our next lecture. Thank you.